Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here. So we have some Code Vein, and I'm just gonna let y'all hear at least a decent chunk of the intro music. Fucking slaps. Alright, we are English, obviously, agree, North America, agree. We'll go 75. Oh, Halloween stuff, nice. Interesting. Okay, there's been a lot that's happened. Okay. Bro, how much has happened since I last played this? Okay, this is a lot. Um, we're gonna do offline, of course. A new game.
Good morning. Hey.
But we are starting
Can
this
you hear
episode
me?
since Destiny 2 Plug 1 is still not fucking
Search
available.
your memory for an image of yourself.
Appearance, male. I don't completely understand why we have to
Now,
have a code name.
we can finally meet.
Oh, I remember this music already. So a couple of things. So I do have a mod that does improve things visually. So that is something that I do have. I also do have a mod on EO. When we see EO, you'll definitely understand, but I will give you a fun fact about EO as well. It has been quite some time since I played this game.
We finally meet. Are you clear-headed? You will now be reborn as an immortal creature, a revenant. There are things you will need to know in your new life, so listen well.
I forget what her
Each
importance is
revenant
to the
has a
story.
different power coursing through their veins, called a blood code. The best way to learn about it is to try it for yourself.
Yeah, we have a bunch of stuff here. Blood codes are kind of a little complicated, but okay, I can explain things a way better than this woman can.
Very well.
But we do have access to some buffs.
Yes.
Like this is a buff, for instance, that ups our attack power. This will probably be a mainstay.
Unless it is prepared in advance. I forgot
And you do
something.
have to reach certain stat requirements to use
Special
certain
blood to activate
gifts.
This blood comes from revenants who have forgotten themselves and turned into monsters. You can drain ichor from those.
Cruz, I do not care. Okay. We can't backstep, which sucks. We won't guard most of the time.
Well done.
By the way, I do have
Only a revenant
better
knows what
parry.
blood code. But you are that you
Okay.
that blood code is known.
We will never be using a different submenu, so we can't technically use this anyways.
That's much better. Oh, that you if you
Again, we're kind of speeding through this tutorial, but so yeah, obviously we have that. They can dodge pretty fast, which I do like. Caster, which we will not be using either. Y'all know me. I'm mostly a...
That is what is called the cat whip.
Even though pyromancy is one of the strongest things in this game,
Nice. You learn quickly.
I won't ever be using it.
Bloodshot favors range over power. Let's see. Try learning another gift. You can learn.
So resting at the mist here, you can acquire certain skills. It won't obviously let us access these other two, but obviously... So you can see certain conditions do have to be met, like your willpower has to be at C grade. And you can reach certain grades through...
Now, since you've learned it, why not try it out? However, in addition,
I don't know exactly how viable using a gun is in this game. I've never used it, and Torchic also did not use it. She did go for more of a magic type deal, but mostly staying with melee. That's what I had suggested to her. Mostly because that's what I do, is mostly melee, so I don't necessarily recommend other people doing it at first. And that is EO. I do have a mod to remove her mask and veil.
welcome back.
I can't wait to get to the fun facts of EO.
Hello.
Let's
How
just
are
play
you
out.
feeling? Don't worry. It's okay. I don't remember either. Over there. It's dry, isn't it? We can go slowly. I am here with you. Just a bit farther. We're all right. A spring will slake our thirst. It seems everyone, everywhere, is thirsty. There is a spring that will cure that thirst, one that weeps tears of blood. That's what they said, anyway. This way. It's all right. It's all right.
They're becoming poisoned. My guy is looking diseased. But yeah, Io also voices the blue-haired girl from Evangelion, and also she voices Moxie from Borderlands. So I did find that interesting. I know her from Borderlands and Fairy Tail for the most part. I didn't recognize her from anywhere else.
This is for you.
Not saying that I haven't seen the shows, like I have not seen One Piece, but I've seen My Hero Academia and everything, but I recognized her from Borderlands for the most part. By the way, this will probably be being released October 31st
spring and a fresh
on Halloween.
Source of labor. We really hit the jackpot. Get up. It's time for a bit of fun.
Io is quite strange. We will learn more as the story progresses, but she is quite strange.
You awake then? Whoa, keep it down. Your friend just fell asleep.
Oh, we can move! I didn't realize we could move. That was so smooth. Okay, pick up a mask.
Number 3 and 4. Check your gear and cut.
By the way, I have two major gameplay fixes. One is better parrying. I do have that mod installed. Parrying in this game is extremely rough.
My asthma's pretty thick. Damn it. We're running out of time before the next collection.
And
Everything's
I'm
ready.
also have
I'm on my way.
being able to heal while moving. Because that's something that was really, really, really bad in this game was
All
the
dried up,
the
just
healing.
like the others.
Yeah, all dried up. So there's no sense in searching with the miasma like this. Let's...
You know what these are, right?
Blood beads, right?
Yes, very good. Now I want you to search for blood beads in the tunnels ahead of here. You see, it's only a short time before the collectors come to take our levy. But once they do, I'm afraid we won't have any blood beads to give them.
Okay.
If we don't find some, Silva's hounds will strip the
I definitely am
shirts
starting to
right
have
off our
thoughts.
backs. Well, that's the long and short of it.
Why does it have to be us?
Don't ask me. The stupid levy system was Silva's idea. If you have a complaint, I suggest you take it up with him. You lot go first.
Even though Silva's mentioned here, this is basically the only time he's mentioned, really. At least in a major way.
There's a better time and place. For now, we just have to obey.
Next!
I will say we do look kind of cool.
You wait here with us. You can have this one back when you return. In exchange for any blood beads you find, of course. Oh, and I hear the hunter has been showing up around here lately. So make sure you don't all get killed.
Okay, so... Okay, let's wrap it up a little bit, alright.
You heard him. Move it!
Ouch. Hey, you okay? looks like we can't get back up from here. We'll have to look for another way back. Oh, I'm Oliver Collins, by the way. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Oliver. And he's gonna be our first little helper.
If the ladder was down, we could get up.
So yeah, we can rest in the mist side or whatever. Right here, I guess. Fighter. So fighter has the most amount of skills we're gonna be using. So mostly this one will be particularly useful for a particular boss, but it does require a material called haze. Some of these, though, aren't necessarily particularly useful, but we have a crowbar, and we do have our fighter's skill.
Sure, I can wait.
We most likely will not ever really be using our... Oh! That's a really weird backstep.
A dead lost. I've never seen one before.
Lost shards are basically, your runes and whatnot.
It's just a dormant state before they turn into real monsters.
So, backstabbing in this game is really
Sometimes it takes
awkward.
years for the transformation to start, so we can just leave them.
First off, the backstab animation takes way too long. Second of all, the hitbox is a little strange sometimes. I'm not going to be using my gift. Oh.
You have to use whatever you
Sure.
can to survive. Please don't fall.
When we get to accommodations and gifts later, there is a certain NPC that we're going to have to interact with quite a lot. Also, the right bumper being running is a little bit strange. Heavy axe I am not using. I am going to stick with the crowbar. So yeah, some weapons do have restrictions in terms of stat-wise. This one doesn't, I believe. But in here, your stats, you don't exactly have numbers, which you do find quite strange.
Which way do you think is better?
Let's go to the right, I guess.
What could that be?
Okay, so yeah, that's the pairing. Queen Iron is definitely used to upgrade materials. I'm, of course, not a huge fan of that. I just don't like. Okay. Parry was nice. The pairing in this game is really bad.
Here.
The parry animation takes way too long. In the future, I'm going to try to reserve it for bosses and only if I really need it. But shield guys, we are going to parry for sure. I might have to look. Oh, I was pressing right bump. Well, I was pressing right bumper to attack because I'm so used to Bloodborne and everything. Bayonetta, we're not using either. Yes, our weapon does bad damage, but we need something different. By the way, we do not have a mod that increases our like our NPC's strength at all.
That wasn't
These yellowed book and geisha noodles, these are useful
We
for
should find some blood
NPC
beads and go back
affinities.
for them quick.
We're gonna wait. I keep wanting to press bumper instead to actually do my thing.
Look out, above us.
Antique coin? I forget what they're... By the way, when it says we have mastered certain things, by using the skill for the most part, it does make it slightly better. So that is something to keep in mind for the most part, or sometimes it'll augment it in some way. Oh wait, so some skills do require a specific material, like a MJ, like what we just picked up, for example. So these things help map out an entire area, which is great. They don't do anything else, so do keep that in mind.
What's that?
But they are pretty
Is there
important.
something good in there?
Okay, we got a new veil. Um, It does lower a lot of our defenses, but it does increase a lot of our resistances, so we won't be using it for now. And it doesn't give us.
Be ready
It
for
doesn't.
anything.
It doesn't put more points into strength than into dex than we already have. But that was a good spot to rest here. Obviously, we've enhanced this, so I believe the boost here increases the something else, but we can unlock these if we so choose. But none of them are particularly useful. Because a lot of these require while you are focused, so, and do we use that? Absolutely not. So, we can level up, though. We can level up, I believe. Yeah, so it does require, oh! So weird! You can't level up in this, I forgot, since there's no technical stats. Oh, some of the systems in here are a little, are a little confusing, Something that I'm not necessarily a huge fan of.
Not a lot of room to swing a weapon around in here.
Yeah, that's why we parry. We definitely do need a stamina increase at some point. Was that it back here? What the fuck? That was it? By the way, we do want to hold on to... What the fuck? I'm so used to holding X. By the way, I'm using a PlayStation controller, so... the buttons that
didn't they
I'm
patch us
saying
earlier?
is going to be for PlayStation, but the buttons you're seeing are for X, for an Xbox controller.
Are you okay? Did you get hurt?
Yes, we have beheaded someone with a crowbar.
That could have gone better. I'll catch up with you in a bit. Don't worry about me. I'll be alright. Go on. You just focus on finding some blood beads, alright? That girl is waiting for you.
Damn, bruh. Really gotta do me like this? Chemical light isn't super useful, by the way. We are gonna parry as much as possible because we don't necessarily have a weapon. We're gonna slowly walk behind him. The angle is a little bit strange. Bada bang, bada boom. I do like the destructible aspect. Damn. They got the backstab. His mod is definitely forgiving. Ooh. What does Ray Bumper do normally? Nothing. Okay, great. We're gonna grab this and we're gonna go the back way. Biggest reason for doing that is so that we can get up top and kill the Rangers. Well, what I call the Rangers, but they're long distance boys. They are usually the biggest problem for the most part. But yeah, we need a one-handed weapon so badly. Bruh. What the fuck is this? Regen extension factor? What the fuck does that mean? Oh! So yeah, this does give us an extra healing charge, by the way, as well. We don't need to fight them, so we're not going to. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Fuck. We're gonna collect this. Okay, that's nice. By the way, Resting at a Mist also does let us, it does, explore a specific section of the map, usually. So we do need to get down here. We have to parry him. Because we are... Okay, okay. And he falls. I didn't even know that could even fucking happen. What the fuck? Okay. Queenslayer does give us something into strength, but the issue is it lowers our dexterity by quite a bit. But it does increase our, defenses, but the biggest problem is it decreases dexterity. And that is a major stat, so at least for what we're going to be doing. Because as y'all know, if there's not a katana or something akin to it, then it's going to be a little different. This bitch is not awake. Oh, not asleep. Hello, Luis.
It appears you're alone. I'm on my own at the moment, too. What do you say? Don't worry. Thanks a lot. I'm glad.
So yeah, this is Luis. He actually has the weapon that I want, which is like the Crimson something or whatever. Whoop, drop down.
Good to be with you. That was well hidden.
Indeed it was. Now he's not going to be our forever NPC necessarily.
Wanna head down?
Again, we're going to keep parrying because we really don't have decent weapon. I'll say he uses pyromancy for the most part. There's no true way to... We're gonna go around, maybe? And it's gonna be the best option here.
Sorry. I'm on my way.
Again, you're not supposed to charge headfirst into that. NPCs are not completely invincible, so do keep that in mind. There we are. Old world materials you actually will be able to use until quite some time later. What the? My G! What the fuck was that? What did I do to you? I'm gonna let Louise kind of handle that. As you see, my weapon's fucking pitiful. I need a one-handed. Give me a fucking one-handed. Like, just, why not just give me a one-handed?
We can go down from here.
I'm not completely sure what activating a blood spring does, except for acting like another missile site or whatever. I believe these are regional ones. So for one site, I believe you can't travel to every single one, every single missile or whatever. But you can travel through certain ones. Like to certain locations, like how in certain Souls games you can like travel to like Limgrave. Like it's as if you were able to travel to Limgrave, but not like specifically like the first Stepgrave site. But yeah. Well, yeah, there's Blood Spring. Blood Spring has special properties that can activate dried up Blood Spring. Once you revive the Blood Spring, will start producing blood beads again. Yada yada. These are basically story things for the most part. Definitely gonna rest here. We're leveling up mostly because we don't really have anything that I actually want to level up.
Forget it. We'll talk later.
I don't think we're here quite yet. Please just give me a one-handed weapon.
That's quite valuable.
Finally! Holy shit! Like, goddamn! Like, this is all I wanted. Even though the mobility's not quick necessarily, but, we're gonna swap it out for the crowbar, because we're not gonna be using another weapon outside of this. For, honestly, quite a, like, the majority of the game, we're going to be using this weapon. Oh, he woke up. Yeah, we did a lot better damage. A lot better damage. I don't necessarily like how it doesn't auto-lock on unless it's a setting. Whoop. Okay. Game settings, maybe? I'll switch target. No. Yeah, attack auto tracking. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck.
Take care of whatever's concerning you.
That's so weird. It's so weird. Alright. Let's go and open this door. In some areas, you can fall to lower levels of the level, if that makes sense. So they're sometimes multi-layered. all these items that we are grabbing are going to be absolutely imperative in later stages. He gives us that buff, which is nice. Okay. So if you get hit by the first hit from him, you can't dodge the second. But you can dodge the third.
Formed from a hole created by a thorn of judgment.
Above us, huh?
Again, Lost Shards, we're grabbing right now, but that is a spear type deal. So if you like using spears, that's I grab that. So yeah, technically we can fall in the lower levels, but we've already been there, so. Why am I doing that? It just maps it out, doesn't do anything too major.
Good. That's light from the surface.
Time for some unfortunate stuff. So unfortunate.
Once
Poor
someone is
Oliver.
lost, they can never come back. Cast aside your doubt. Don't hold anything back.
Here's a regen thing. We're gonna buff our. Yeah, we are gonna keep parrying for the most part. Back up. This is always time to back up, and he has a second phase. Oh, wow. So, there are some issues with bosses, and, and Greater lost Disperse, unfortunately.
She's all right. By the way, both of you,
All
Also,
rebels
what are
must
those
pay
two
a penalty.
fingers for?
There are no exceptions.
For the caps on them? Because I don't know.
Best to stay away from those
I
stones.
don't know if that's a reference or something, or
Anyone who
what.
touches them is defiled, transformed into the lost. Don't listen to their whispers.
Someone has to be sacrificed. Without blood beads, we won't make it.
Once she's settled down, let's get out of here.
Someone has to be sacrificed.
Yeah, we have to pick this up.
Wait, what are you... Let go! It'll swallow you up!
It's all right. You can do it.
And this is where we get transported to essentially another realm. Well, inside the crystal, but this is where we go through a certain boss's memories.
Please, let us keep them just this once. We won't make it if you take them.
All revenants must pay a levy of blood beads. There are no exceptions.
Interesting, we can walk a little bit faster.
Sorry.
Does it matter though? Absolutely not.
Someone has to be sacrificed. Without blood beads, we won't make it.
The few humans that remain are under Silva's control. Wandering revenants like us are forced to hunt for blood beads or face death. Even if some revenants must be sacrificed for our survival.
Well, I guess you reap what you sow, right? That's all right. What's important is that at least one of us makes it.
Talk to EO first.
Is a memory echo. It's a place where lost recollections still wander. Come, let's move on. If you use that stairway, I believe it should take us back to the world outside this memory. Come.
Okay.
Is this the past of one of the lost? No. There's no way.
Alright, now we can go up the stairs. I am definitely going to give some of my thoughts on the things. Especially now that I'm starting to remember a lot more.
What the hell was that?
And give you some
It was a
warnings and also
memory
give you some points of excitement.
Carved into that vestige by the one who left it behind.
I didn't expect that I'd get dragged into it too.
We both melted into you.
I
Hey,
can't
yo.
believe this. What a power. Come with me. I know a spot where we can
Especially with
rest.
this graphics mod, this game actually doesn't look that bad.
I'm Louis. I'm researching blood beads. Nice to meet you.
Revenants in all actuality are basically vampires. Okay, but yeah, we have access to another whole, like, gift tree or whatever, if you want to call it. By the way, you do have different clothes when you are in the
Ugly,
hub
isn't it?
world and when you are not.
The Red Mist showed up a short time after the Queen was defeated. And when it did, it trapped everyone and everything inside, giving birth to the Society of Revenants ruled by Silva. The Jail of the Mists. As time passed, that was the name people gave to the world inside. The creatures trapped inside the miasma wander in a never-ending cycle of death and rebirth, always searching for blood beads to sustain them.
Bloodbeat specifically is not a thing we're going to necessarily explore that much
Without it,
before
You
Cathedral.
turn into those creatures we call the Lost. The Revenants who captured you were desperately searching for blood, terrified of losing themselves. It's a common fate these days. But ripples are beginning to form. You cleared the miasma and revitalized the blood spring. Where did you learn to do that? It's unusual.
I've
Losing
also
so
don't
much of her
remember
memory.
much of
I
the
suppose it was
latter,
same for her.
the latter half of the story.
For now, just take it easy. Make yourself at home.
So we can pick up some stuff. This will tell you what your next objective is, mostly in the story. However, it's not particularly great. So I'm not completely sure why it's stuttering. Okay, now it's going to be smoother. Okay. This is
You're
Coco.
an unfamiliar face. Well, it's none of my bit. Anyway, I'm sorry, but
She's not an unlocked merchant yet. So these is kind of... This area is a little bit complicated sometimes, but this is mostly where you talk to a specific NPC, if I remember correctly, that you don't see until way later on. Oh yeah, and you can't sprint in here either, which is fine considering considering how small the map is here. I'm not too upset about it.
All revenants don't do any. All don't.
That's him. She's
anyway,
a weapon.
I'm really. I should be coming to.
But these are how you access some of the absolute endgame boss boys. This is a training dummy to practice combos, I guess. Alright, so obviously we have access to different ones. There's Berserker, which realistically would we use this? No. Increasing balance is one thing. So the Royal Heart and Balance Up I don't use for the most part. For Estrella also, I don't necessarily use her either. And this one is only great if your NPC dies out quite a bit. This one is good in co-op. Guardian Aid is really good in co-op if you are carrying someone. But on that note, while y'all get a look at EO here, so a couple of things, you know, I'll just also we can talk to EO.
All I can remember my name. I was wounded while I was searching. I'm not sure. One does, and for me, it seems I can restore the blood code of a vestige's. If you find any, it could be a check. It seems like if you find, it could.
So vestiges we won't find for quite some time. But well, I'll have a look at EO here. So couple of things. First and foremost, at this point, you can invite someone to the. You can officially do co-op if you're online. At this point, you can. Anytime before this, you cannot. So tutorial bosses, what we basically went through a tutorial level, basically. I'm being perfectly honest. Very few games actually even Souls-like games. This is a Souls-like, not a Soulsborne. This is also a light Souls-like. It has the story and theme is closer to being... It's closer to Bloodborne than it is to anything else, even in terms of story as well. I'm definitely going to look and see if there's a faster animations mod or something like that, because parrying is a little bit... So sometimes the backstabbing is a little bit slow for my liking, especially since it's the same exact animation over and over again. I do find it interesting where you can't completely parry bosses. It's definitely worth it to parry more often than to just straight up block, because blocking, I believe you do take a little bit of damage. So there is that. Now in terms of tutorial bosses, pretty solid. He does expose a few of this game's issues though. I am going to warn you ahead of time, a lot of the bosses are going to have very similar movesets. And also, standing behind a boss is not particularly helpful either, necessarily, due to a lot of the bosses have spam complete 360 attacks. Hitboxes are quite janky in this game. they are further out than you think they are. So most of the time you cannot dodge out of the way necessarily. You have to parry or block in order to not take that much damage. So just do keep that in mind. At some point later on down the line, basically post Cathedral, we will be able to have Io as our partner in combat as well. She's not bad at all. She does let you be a little bit more aggressive. For story reasons, you do sift through different like co-op partners. I definitely do suggest having this system around. It does help with clearing through. It definitely helps clearing through areas. But on that note, though, the question that I've been proposing these past few videos, if I want to see another person in here, definitely let me know since we are at the stage of the game where we can. But yeah, on that note, also there will be a stream on in October, um, probably at either 6 or 7 Eastern time is when it'll start. We'll be doing some probably likely Lethal Company with breakfast. Um, so it'll likely be that. But we are definitely going to switch to Phasmophobia at around 8 o'clock probably. So it won't. So yeah, just mostly just because one, there's been something in the works for some people, doing Phasmophobia, and I personally don't find Lethal Company scary. So I do want to have some spooky time on Halloween. So on that note, thanks for tuning in, and I will catch y'all on the flip side.